In this video, we're gonna see how we can start from scratch in Unreal Engine. So how you can start with a simple empty project and manage the scene, organize it using the settings. And also we will talk about how we can check the Lumen lighting system and the Nanite tools and geometry. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I'm gonna go here. You can use any project that you already have created, so don't need to go back every time. And we're gonna just create a new level. So you can see I've created some levels here. I'm gonna create a new one. So I will go to File and create a new level from here. I can also open other levels and I can also create a new project from here. So I'm just gonna go here and use an empty level. So we're not gonna have anything here except the emptiness, the total emptiness. If we go in the outliner panel, we'll see here that there's nothing inside. So we're gonna start to bring some content. And just to start from the beginning here, I'm gonna delete the content that I have already imported. So I'm gonna delete this folder here, which is assets from Blender. And also I'm gonna delete assets from SketchUp so we can try that again. And this time we're not only gonna bring the assets inside Unreal Engine as we did in the previous videos. We imported FBX, GLTF, Alembic file, SketchUp file. We saw that we can use Datasmith to import from any 3D software. What we're gonna move forward and we're gonna create also some Nanite geometry, or actually we're gonna convert into Nanite. And we're also gonna check if the Lumen system is on. So we are really starting from zero this time. And the first thing we could do is actually exporting the scenes. So I'm just gonna show you here real quick because we already see those in the previous video as well. So you can use Datasmith export plugins. If you go in the official page here, you search for in Google, you can search for Datasmith export plugins. You will get here, and you can install these exporters in your 3D software like 3ds Max or Revit. So once it's installed, all you need to do is to export in Datasmith format. Again, we saw this in the previous video. Now, in this video, we're gonna use Blender also. And in Blender, it's just a little bit different. So to export using the Datasmith exporter, you need to go here. Well, just search for Blender Datasmith. And let me show you here. This is Blender. It's pretty big right now, so I'm gonna make it smaller. Okay, so you click on the first link and you access this GitHub page and scroll all the way down and search for this, download the latest development version. This is gonna download a zip file in your download folder, and once it's downloaded and once you are in Blender, all you need to do is go here and do File and Edit Preferences, go to Add-ons, click on Install, navigate into the folder where you downloaded the zip file, double click on that, or click on Install Add-on, and the job is done. And then you search here for Datasmith, check if this is on, otherwise you need to turn it on, and you're ready to export in Datasmith format. Now I'm going to use a lesson here, 26, which is from the Blender video course, and I will export. Now you can decide if you want to export only selected elements or if you want to export everything. Now in this case, I'm just gonna export everything. So you go to File, Export, choose Datasmith, and in this case, I'm gonna save it right here. I've already done that, but I'm gonna do it again. So I'm gonna select this file, and you can see here the option if you want to export only the selected objects. But in this case, I wanna export everything. I do wanna apply modifiers, and well, let's also check this on. Compatibility mode could be useful, and let's say that we are fine with this. So export, and let's get back into Unreal Engine. So first thing, we can check if the Lumen system is on. Now it's important to know that you have like different settings that you can do. So if you go to edit, you have editor preferences and project settings. So in the first one I'm gonna see is gonna be project settings. And here is where we can check if we are actually using Lumen. Now we have really a lot of settings here that we can go through, like the project description. You can add a thumbnail for a project. If you click down up here to all settings, you're gonna see down here everything that you can set up on your project. And there is really a lot of stuff here going on if you scroll all the way. And here you can go by category. So you can see here packaging, description, game, engine. Now this is the most important probably because it's gonna manage the way the Unreal Engine is gonna work. And if you go into the rendering section of this, here you will find the settings for the, let's say, illuminations, lighting system, post-process volume, and all of other things. But what you want here is to look for the dynamic global illumination method, which is going to be Lumen in this case. But if it's not, you need to set it up yourself. So you can set it here Lumen, and these are like older version from older Unreal Engine versions. So you can also look for something here like search in the search bar and go directly there. So just type Lumen and it's gonna bring you into the Lumen section. So make sure that this is activated. It will probably be activated already. And now we're ready to import. So again, to use Datasmith, I don't need to go here, but I need to go here in the add actors and go to Datasmith and do file import. And this is gonna be the lesson here, lesson 26, Datasmith. I'm gonna open it up. Choose a folder where you want to place it. Choose what you want to bring in. So you can see I can bring in geometry, materials and textures, lights, cameras, animations. So let's do import. And let's just wait that everything gets imported and calculated by the engine. So it's gonna take just a few minutes, few seconds, depends on the complexity of the scene. Okay, now you can see I have also imported lights, but I don't really see much. Well, you can see that lighting needs to be rebuilt, but we're gonna talk about lighting later. I just want to add the basic things that you usually find when you create a new scene in Blender. But also, if I go to unlit, I can see something. So you can see here that I can move really quickly because I'm not rendering right now. I'm just using the unlit, so I'm not using dynamic light or anything. So Lumen is there, but it's probably not recognized by the lights that we have. So if we want to add a really quick lighting system, we can go here into lights and we can use directional light, or we can, and the skylight, or we can go directly to the sun and sky system. Now this is useful because it's gonna add really quick a sun and sky into your scene. There you go. So now things are gonna be visible, and this is the let's say package that you import when you create a sun and sky. So if I select the sun and sky group here, or let's call it package, I can then go down here and see that it's composed by this compass mesh, skylight, directional light, and sky atmosphere. Now, when you add a skylight the first time, it's going to ask you to add a sky atmosphere. So this kind of, they go together. And if you see if it's using Lumen or if it's actually lighting the scene without building the light, you can see it here. You can see this is real-time capture. So it's a dynamic real-time lighting. Now, I'm also going to bring in some other content. You can see here the Datasmith folders have been created. The project has already place inside, so I don't need to click and drag and drop it inside.